guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Makes Movies. If you are new to the channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, so I've ended up filming this the next day, for the simple fact of by the time I got back from the cinema and I'd walked the dog and got everything settled, it ended up being too late to film my review. So of course, I'm now going to give you guys my thoughts on Empire of Light. Okay, so just to give you a quick plot summary, from what I can get anyway, we are in a cinema, and it's a very old cinema, sort of like 80s, 90s kind of cinema, and we're basically following this love story between Hillary and Stephen, and it's during a time where relationships like this can't develop fully, but it's not just about that, it's also about the cinema experience, at least from what I could see of the story. And I won't say any more about that. I want to just keep it as spoiler free as possible. So what are my thoughts on this? Meh. Just meh. Like, I am very 50-50 on this film. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit gutted that this was my first cinema trip of 2023. As you can tell, trying to describe the plot summary, it was a bit difficult because for me, the plot felt very all over the place. In the sense of, I'll start with the good points. I like the part of the plot where it's set around cinema and sort of like, it's an old school cinema, and it's basically, it's telling you how films can help sort of like escape from the world around you, and shows you sort of like what cinemas do for people, and it does make you miss that cinema experience, because that's what I love about watching movies on the big screen, is that you get that smell of popcorn, you get the chocolate, you get the drinks, you sit down, the previews start, and then the film starts. So I like that aspect of the film where it's sort of like set around this cinema and sort of like how it plays out. I also like the acting in this. It was very well done, especially from Olivia Colman, who plays the main character, along with Stephen. I think he did a very good job. I will say I got emotional at one point during the film. Not gonna lie, when I watched the trailer for this, I thought, oh, this is going to be an emotional one, set around cinemas, so I'm going to enjoy it. Meh. But no, Olivia Colman, she plays this character which is sort of like, you see her in different stages, sort of like she's going through some things and it develops and gets worse, and then it gets better, and then it gets worse again. So sort of like, she did very well playing that role, I think. And you do feel bad for the Stephen character, because obviously it is around about the time that there was issues back then, and even now you can't really fully talk about it. But there was this one scene that is to deal with that kind of situation, and I thought, oh my god, what the hell, I can't believe like that something like that could happen. And I will say that that part of the film, I think, stuck to me, and also sort of like the acting and everything stuck with me, and the cinema part of it stuck with me. However, I don't know what it was, but it felt very all over the place. And I'm not going to lie, Colin Firth, who's in this film, who plays Donald, who's sort of like the manager of the cinema, this is not his best. I'm not going to lie, I've seen him do better. I mean, I've seen him in The King's Speech, he did so well in that film. This one, he felt very sidelined, which I'm quite surprised about. There was things to do with something very mature that you can't say on YouTube, that I didn't see. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but apparently it was. And I just felt like the story was very much all over the place, in the sense of trying to understand the romance, trying to understand what was going on between Colin Firth and Olivia Colman in this film, and then also what was going on sort of like in the background, and sort of like the side characters. They were there, you did notice them, but as soon as they were out of the scene, you kind of forgot that they were there. They were there one minute, gone the next, and you just didn't think about them again until they popped up on the screen. The other character I will say I did like is, I believe his name's Norman. I'll put a picture here of him, because obviously I can't remember the actor's name. I think he did a very good job as well. But another thing as well is I did feel like it went on a bit too long. There's a certain scene where all the lights are being turned off after a certain moment in the cinema. And I think that could have ended there, and I think that would have been a great ending. However, it then continued on for another 20 minutes, half hour after that. So this could have been an hour and a half film, and I think that would have been brilliant. But it just went on after that, and I didn't understand why it went on afterwards. I get they were trying to finish up some plot lines, but at the same time, I think it could have been done a little bit better in that sense. But I'm just very 50-50 on this film. I mean, I don't even know if I'd add it to my collection. I mean, I did like the cinema aspect, so that might be the reason why I add it to my collection, because it is sort of like trying to remind you of the cinema experience and how happy it could be to see things on the big screen and things like that. And it was cool seeing the behind the scenes of a cinema as well. That's something I've always wanted to see, is sort of like go in the background of like where the projector room is and things like that. But I think the story was there, and the plot and the characters and the acting was good. It's just how it was done and how it was laid out. I think it could have been done a bit better. I'm not saying it was a terrible film. I have seen a lot worse films, a lot worse films than this. But for me, it's just, I really struggled with this film. And not gonna lie, it did feel a bit slow at times as well. And I don't like it when a film does that, when it not only feels slow, but also feels like it could have ended at a certain point as well. But for me, for right now, would I watch this again? Potentially, because I feel like maybe if I watch it now, I know the story and the plot, maybe if I watch it again, maybe I might feel a bit more emotional, maybe I might connect to the characters a bit more. But for me, for a first time watch, I was a little bit gutted, not gonna lie. Okay, so what score would I give this movie at the moment? I had to have a good hard think about it. It was going to be a 4 out of 10. However, I have changed my mind, especially after a couple of emotional bits that come near the end. I'm going to put it up to a 5 out of 10. So it's a midway movie for me. It's got good bits, it's got bad bits, and for me, I'm just very 50-50 on this film. And I don't know, maybe I will add it to my collection. Maybe I'll give it another watch before I add it to my collection. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I am a little bit gutted that this was my first film in the cinema. Kind of wish it was Megan, but at the end of the day, what can you do? So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this review of Empire of Light. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on Empire of Light. Are you like me, who's very 50-50 on it? Did you enjoy it quite a bit? Did you not like it at all? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time.